Hi, I'm Declan, and what I'm going to share right now is my story. My trainer Adam recently did a video talking about his story where he talked about his struggles when it came to fitness, all the way to him actually becoming a personal trainer, and he has done absolute wonders for me. So, my story actually starts all the way back in my childhood. Forever I've kind of been a big guy, but I think the origin of me and my then obsession for overeating actually stems from, well, it's actually a parent's love to some degree, but at the same time, I was, my dad used to absolutely overstuff me with food because he wasn't sure that the local childminder was actually feeding the kids. So, yeah, I would eat a lot as a child, and my dad, and I'd always end up vomiting a lot. I was a frequent vomiter as a child, but that's neither here nor there. I actually first became conscious of trying at least to lose weight when I was 15 years old. I weighed about 240 pounds. I'm going to put measurements, conversions down in the description. I I do pounds and stone, but I'll put kilograms in the description. No, but I was 240 pounds. And at 15, that's not healthy because a lot of it was fat. But I began trying to work out feverishly. I got down to 228, then 224, and I thought, oh, absolutely brilliant. I'll be 220 next week. So I relaxed that week. No. Yeah, celebrate that you've lost the weight, but still go to put the work in. I did not. And the next week I was 228 pounds again. At one point I actually think I lost 22 pounds in 1 week. Although the scales had to have been broken because the next week I had put 16 of them back on. And I did not feel any different either side. Then, when I was 16, I got back up to 240. When I was 17, I was 252. When I was 18, I was 266. When I was 19, I was 280. And I always remained 5 pounds either side. Nah. I was not in a healthy spot. And I was afraid to actually lower my food intake because I thought my then frequent midnight snacking would end at 9 a.m. So for years and years and years, I was always 280. I'd go just below and I'd always go right back up over it again. And then just as I was finally ready to get all of my shit together, the global lockdown of 2020 happened. And for those who became fitness enthusiasts, then you guys did it right. Congratulations. And if you've managed to stay looking as sharp as you have, fair play to you again, because I did not. I lost motivation to do absolutely anything whatsoever. Anything. I didn't go out to socialise. Well, I technically couldn't, but I did not exercise at all. I ate and I ate and I ate and I ate. I knew I was getting bigger. My family were commenting, no, slow down. You're looking a lot bigger these days. Take it easy. So, 4 months pass since I actually stood on the scales. I thought, okay, let's see what the damage is. I stood on that scales and I was already shitting myself. I swear, when I saw the number on the scales, it was that close away from a heart attack. Because of the weight I was, and because I had allowed myself to get to the weight that I was at. 320 pounds. I had gotten over 300 fucking pounds. Go on, insert the Simpsons hyper obesity jokes in the comments. Come on, have at it. But when I look back, I looked at 320 pounds, a 50-inch waistline, 50. That was the same as my chest. My neck at its worst went up to 19 and a half, and in some cases 20 inches. And a lot of it was fat. I was fugly. Physically unattractive. Mentally not there. I had to go up to 3, maybe 4 XL on some clothes. After feeling sorry for myself for a long time, that was it. I could not do this alone anymore. I just couldn't. No. And I knew I had to reach out to someone, but I'm autistic, I'm socially awkward. At the best of times, guys. But reaching out, asking for help, it was so weird to me. 3-4 different trainers actually contacted me to try and get me on their books. Eventually, I come across Adam Wollman, personal trainer living in New York, and he was the most convincing. So we got on our books. I weighed in. I got my first set of pictures up, and they were not pretty. I'm leaning down. Now it's not very prominent now, but I had so many chins. Front, side, back. It was not a pretty picture. I had initially been on a diet plan and a workout plan. I actually had to step off the diet plan for financial reasons. When my financial gets back on track, I'm going to possibly consider getting back on the meal plan. Now, it was one of the hardest things I've done, actually adapting to new workouts, because I didn't understand the importance of rest, sleep, etc., at the time. I do lower body one day, I do upper body the next, and I just keep alternating while I was watching DVDs of particular TV show. And when the show ultimately concluded after its 12 seasons, I'd always take a break. I'd do cardio, etc., but not. I wouldn't actually do any workouts after that. Getting out of the rut I called a routine was so hard. I managed it. Then, for a while, I was always staying between 303 pounds and 295 pounds. I got below that. The first year we were together, I dropped down to 276. Then I put 6 of those pounds, I put 8 of those pounds on during Christmas food because I would stuff myself to the brim. Then for January, I wasn't losing the weight that in Adam had actually got me back to where I was. But then when I wasn't losing the weight I was supposed to, so my real weight loss journey could begin. Adam actually told me, for one full week, I want you to upload absolutely every meal you eat. And when he saw what I was eating, I'm just going to say he wasn't happy. And he didn't say these exact words, but he correctly told me, "Listen here, you little shit. Your portion sizes are ridiculous. Your food choices are all over the place. I'm not seeing any of what you should be eating here, and here." It was Adam, it was Jason Ziegler, and it was Dan the Man Preston. They didn't tell me what I wanted to hear. They told me what I needed to hear. I attempted to climb Carrantoul, Ireland's tallest mountain, and I didn't even get to the climbing part. I had just walked up part of one of the trails, the Devil's Ladder. It's the quickest, most direct, but it's also the longest way up. I failed. My mate Keith actually made it to the top. God, his cardio is amazing. 2 days later, Adam actually let me know exactly how bad I was going. I was 280 exactly. I knew something had to change. The portion sizes I was eating, in a 3-meal day, there was enough food in them for 6 people. I'm not ashamed to say that now. They were big. I got my workout plan in. I needed to work on my diet, or my food choices. I don't actually like the word diet. It gives the impression of a quick fix. And it was time for me to finally become accountable to myself. So I decided to buy smaller dinner plates. Balance potatoes, pasta, rice, and to attempt to cut bread out completely. I'm still not there yet, but I'm spacing bread out so much better. And given how much weight I've actually lost since, I think it's safe to say that Adam, Jason, and Dan were right. Because suddenly, I go from 280 to 270 to 260 to 250 to 240. Even my sister, who is a very harsh critic at the best of times, she hadn't seen me for a while since she moved out. Then she sees me walking by and double take. Jesus, he's lost so much weight. Every person I pass that knew me as a bigger guy years ago, they're shocked to see just how much weight I've lost. I'm not afraid to say I was in a bad place. I was in a... I actually own a shirt. It was a purple one with white flowers that both Tom Selleck and Jay Hernandez, who are the guys who play Magnum P.I., just for anyone who didn't know, shirt actually used to bunch up on me standing. Now, sitting down, the shirt is even a bit big on me now. I actually had to throw out a good majority of my larger clothes because, well, they were unattractively too big on me. Unattractively too big. I never thought I'd get there. I've lost 108 pounds. I've lost 14 inches off my waist. I've lost 6 inches off my chest. I've lost 3.5 inches off my neck. I used to run like a chafing penguin. I've made that joke so many times, but my God, I'm an actor. I've done short films where I have had to run for parts of it, and I'm looking back. You call that running? I run for buses now to get to the next stop before them, and I make it. Before the bus. I'm not even out of breath. I also play American football. I'm too light for the position or positions I was playing, so when I go back, I'm trying new positions. I'm willing to fight for my place. I'm going to try faster positions. I'm going to somehow get starts in those positions. And I'm going to make a success of it when I go back. Whether that be for one season, a few games, it doesn't matter. I'm going back. I still have 12 pounds, a layer or two of fat. I'd say I'm somewhere between 15 and 20% right now. I want to try get down to 10% body fat. But I'm impressed with just how far I've come. I don't take how far I've come for granted. I'm very cautious about the cheap meals that I eat and the space I put between them. I used to drink a can of Monster every single day, at least one. I can space them out weeks at a time. My mental will is stronger. I'm much more social to people now than I ever was. I have a bit to go, but trust me, if I can do it, you can do it.